Hey, thanks for tuning in. My name is Chris Ansbach. I'm your host, and this is The Advantage. So, I've been getting a lot of inquiries lately about social media, and this is something that's not really easy for me to teach or explain, because basically I'm just myself. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we learn, sometimes we cry together. I mean, that's just the relationship that I have with my audience. But I will give you some basic pointers. So I set a post out earlier and kind of was feeling the audience, wanted to see what type of questions they had. One friend in particular is asked to run a real estate company's social media account. And so, I mean, that's a very difficult thing for someone to do who's not social media savvy. There are some tricks that I would do if I was running a real estate brokerage. Of course, you need to be showcasing the homes and the agents and kind of do the basics. I would set up at least a Facebook page, Instagram page, maybe even a YouTube channel if you're doing a lot of videos for the homes that you're showcasing, and just start there. The key is going to just be interacting not only with potential clients but also with agents that you're trying to recruit. Now, if you're an agent or you're a person or any type of business that you're running, a few of the basics are going to be this. If you are trying to launch a social media campaign and you're not checking your messages, just don't start. Don't waste your time. If you're not going to check your messages, there's really no point in doing any of this. Now, if you're on social media for fun, none of this really applies. But if you're out there trying to get business, check your messages. You're doing all this to get the messages. If you're not checking the messages, or you're checking them a day later or 10 hours later or 12 hours later, there's really no point to all of this. So that being said, the goal in any social media campaign is interaction. Obviously, the direct message is going to be number one. If you are running paid ads, there's a lot of different ways to capture content, or AKA leads information. You can get it through Messenger. You can get it through a third-party website, AKA landing page. You can get it through built-in landing page that Facebook has. They also have light campaigns and all kinds of different campaigns that go into the paid ad strategy for both Facebook and Instagram. Pinterest also has a really good paid ad strategy built into it. Twitter, which I'm not up to date on, I will be completely honest. LinkedIn as well, that's another one that I'm just not that strong on at the moment. I'm working on Pinterest and also YouTube and also the LinkedIn. So those are the three that I'm the weakest on right now, and those are the three that I'm attacking the most. Right now we're in 2020, so you may be watching this on YouTube and be like, Chris, what are you talking about? You're a beast on YouTube, which is the goal, right? So I'm going to focus on Instagram and Facebook today. So part of the problem that I see is most people just don't understand the basics. So one of the questions I get a lot is, how much should I post? When should I post? Get all that out of your head. Just get comfortable posting. Post anything. I know all the real estate coaches are all, you've got to claim your victories, and you've got to post every house and every escrow, every closing, and that's great. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty solid campaign. Problem is, everybody's doing it. I'm in real estate. I'm annoyed. If I'm annoyed, imagine what the general public thinks who's not in real estate. Real estate is actually kind of boring to see a bunch of houses over and over and over again if you're not in the market for a house. If I'm not looking for $1 million lake home, why do I want to see $1 million lake homes all day long? I don't care, other than maybe some decorating ideas, maybe some paint schemes, that kind of thing. But even that's a very isolated approach. What makes real estate cool, and don't get me wrong, people are interested in real estate, but they're more interested in our lives, our day-to-day. So that being said, try to take more of a documentarian approach. People want to see the quirky fun that we have out there. They think our job is all glitz and glams, fancy suits, fancy heels, fancy cars, fancy lunches. I mean, and there is some of that in real estate. But show that, and also show maybe the stuff that's not so fancy. Maybe show you're working late at night, like a lot of times I do. I'm more of a night owl, and I get a lot done really late at night, and sometimes I post that not because I'm bragging, but just to show that there is a dirty side to real estate, so to speak. We do get our hands dirty. People want to watch other people. Reality TV is still one of the biggest forms of TV that there is. The Kardashians are more than rich from reality TV. People want to see you. So take more of a documentarian approach. Just try to document. If you're trying to create all the time, you're going to get exhausted. And I'm somewhat of a creative person. I don't really have issues in that department. But I also try to document because I know people like to see where I'm at. I mean, think of the general public. They go to work, they clock into the same location every day. Same route to work every day. We don't really know where we're going to be. Tomorrow, I live in the high desert, so there's a big hill called the Cajon Pass, and where I'm going down the hill, I'll be in Beaumont, LA, and I possibly have a third appointment in Orange County. So I'm all over the place, and to some people, that's very interesting. Here in the high desert, not a lot of people leave the desert ever. I have friends that have never been to Vegas. I don't know how. We're 3 hours away, 2.5 hours away. It blows my mind. There's people here who have never been to Havasu. Lake Havasu is a big river, Colorado River, 3 hours away. People have never even been to the mountains. Big Bear, Mammoth, Tahoe. Those are all very, very close. So the fact that our job takes us to all these exotic locations is very interesting to people. So take more of a documentarian approach. Another thing, if you're posting, and this is for business, if you have a private account and you're a private person, I get it. And it's for your family and your friends, is completely different. But if you're posting to try to get business, to try to gain a following, try to get attention, you want all of your accounts public. If you have an Instagram account that's private and you've got your friends on there and you're showing you're having fun, keep that account. That's great. And do a business account. What phone's ringing? Oh, it's my headset. I thought my phone was off. So sorry, you're just going to have to bear with the ringing there. Hopefully the ring will subside. Maybe you can't even hear it. So you want to keep everything public. So you want your Instagram public and you want your post on Facebook public. Now I know this is like very terrifying for people. Well, I don't want people up in my business and I don't want them to see, my life. Then don't post it. I'm on the older side, definitely. So Facebook came out right as I was getting out of high school. It got big when I was in my early 20s and I was in real estate. I started a Facebook account for real estate. And a funny story, my dad was in real estate for a quick bleep of time, and he came to visit from North Carolina. And like, I'm in real estate now, I'm a big shot. And he's like, I'm on Facebook and everything. The brokers that he was at pushed him to get on Facebook, and he came and he was showing me. And I'm like, Facebook? Really? Like, aren't you kind of old for that? And he's like, no, this is where I'm going to get my business. And I'm like, okay. So I jumped on my phone and, set up a Facebook account. So I don't know social media as me being a normal person. I was a businessman before social media, even in my 20s. So everything was set up for business with business intensive purposes. I don't really have a personal life on social media, even though I do post a lot of personal things and people feel like they know me. I'm just myself, and if I'm not comfortable sharing something, I don't share something. There's a lot of parts of my life, if you know me personally, that I don't share on social media. There's a lot of parts of my life that I do share on social media so that maybe it can inspire others and help others. So that being said, if you're on social media for business purposes, you want everything public. Going back to the first, you want to check your messages on both Facebook and Instagram, which are the keys. It can be overwhelming if I start listing every social media. We're getting into TikTok and all this. Let's focus on the big, I would say 2, and I will call the half LinkedIn. We're all in business, we should be on LinkedIn. So if we're focusing on the big 2, which is Instagram and Facebook, everything public, check your messages. That will get you light years ahead of the pack. And we're also producing content that is about us. We're documenting. That is going to set you so far apart from every other realtor that all they're doing is just listed, in escrow, I'm the best, I sold 1 million houses. The numbers are skewed. Nobody cares about the numbers. I can say, hey, I am the #1 realtor over 260 pounds and under 10% body fat within 30 miles of Victorville, California. And it's true, but I can skew the numbers any way that I want. The numbers are cool, and if you're really proud of the success that you have, by all means share it, but that just can't be your whole social media campaign. You're going to start to annoy everybody, including your peers, including your friends. I had a friend tell me back when I was married, I had to follow your wife. I couldn't stand all that real estate stuff. It's so annoying. He still follows me to this day. That was 10 years ago he told me that. So be a little sympathetic to the general public. I know in our business it can be very competitive and we want to try to brag, and all these coaches are brag style marketing. Well, problem is everybody's doing it and it got played out really, really, really fast. So maybe share some of your successes, or share a story about your success. Try to think of documenting. We have beautiful stories of our clients, of their background, of their goals and where they're trying to go. Try to share that. That's more interesting than, I sold another house and it's got a picture house and some big hideous logo on there and sold blasted across the thing. We are training our brains and our minds to slide through this thing at lightning speed. I mean, we are literally just going fast. If it looks like an ad, we're skipping through it. Just like if you look at your phone, I have a call screener on here, so if it looks like unknown number or out of the area or a telemarketer, I'm not answering. I don't have time for it. It's the same thing with social media. It's just kind of getting a little overdone. So be sympathetic to your audience. Be cautious with your audience. Another question someone has is like, how did I get started? It's actually a funny story. I was part of an organization. Business partner and I were sitting there and we're like, okay, we got to figure out this social media thing. She looks at me and says, I'm not doing it. I look at her and I'm like, okay, well, here we go, guys. And literally just took off with it. What we did in our particular market is we picked out some of the characters that were in our market that were like on the top of their game, the biggest on social media, the biggest following. They post, hey, I ate a burrito today and it got 100 likes and 10,000 comments. So we picked out a few and like, okay, we got to beat them. How do we beat them? What are they doing? What's working? And just literally studied what they did and what their audience reacted to. Which leads me to my next point, is you got to interact with your audience. So if you post something, it's not just out there, it's not done. That's just the beginning. So if someone makes a comment, it's considered customary, if you will, to go and at least like their comment. Ideally, you're not that busy. Make a comment back. Anything, it could be silly. Interact with your audience, get to know them. You're gonna have a following before you know it. You probably already have a following, you don't even know it. Interact with your following. A following of 10, 100, 1,000 people is better than 5,000 people in your database that you're sending calendars to that don't know anything about you. So I'll leave you with that. Just start today. Don't say, I need to do this. Start right now. I'm going to end this video in like 10 seconds. My battery's going to die. I forgot to change it, so I apologize. Whenever you see this video end, I want you to go on there and do something. You're not comfortable on camera, that's okay. Just do something. Write something. If you're not good on camera, be good at writing. If you're not good at writing, I don't know, find some fancy pictures and talk about the pictures. Just start doing something. Start interacting with your audience. Start interacting with your database that you have on social media. Everybody is on this thing. Everybody. And the best part is it's free. All it takes is a little bit of thumb energy. Again, my name is Chris Ansbach. This episode is brought to you by the Advantage Real Estate Group. If you are looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate in California, you need the Advantage. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you on the next episode.